What is going on, Cuse Nation? Welcome back to yet another edition of Bleed Orange. And always, thank you for watching. Today, we are joined by Ben Honis, past Syracuse football alumni and Cornell wrestler. How you doing, Ben?
Good. How you doing today?
Pretty good, pretty good. So we will be just doing another episode of the Orange Trivia, asking what what it was like to be a Syracuse Orange football player, and your game day routine. So I'd like to start with your game day routine, Ben. Uh, as we all should know, Syracuse football is a cool experience for a college athlete. And what was it like on game day morning through game day at night?
So for me, I kind of did the same things I did that I was used to from wrestling. Try to keep it the same as what I did for practice. Try not to make the situation bigger than it was. Just listening to music, nothing crazy. Just my pregame music playlist, and go out there and throw the ball around before the game. I usually go out and run some routes with one of the backup loose, do some do some stretching, roll out, get loose before the game, and then come back in the locker room and just get my mind right. I wasn't really the biggest like pump up music guy. I was kind of
Yeah.
listening to relaxing music, stay relaxed, stay
Okay.
focused.
All right.
hmm
And as for eating, what did you consume before the game? Did you not like eating as much before the game? Did you eat the night before a lot, or what was that like?
So obviously different, and then wrestling. In wrestling, I was losing weight, so I couldn't really eat. But for football, man, it was pack it on. So we had a big team meal the night before, always in the hotel. It usually was the same meal, something like chicken, some mashed potatoes, and vegetables. That was the night before, and the day of the game. Um, nothing crazy. Just they'd also have team breakfast, have some eggs, some oatmeal. And then towards the game, like right before the game, I would have some more carbs, like a little granola bar, because the games are long. So, and then at halftime, have some more, like
Yeah,
granola bars to keep the energy up, because the games are like 4 hours long. So you got to keep
yeah.
energy.
So, did you ever experience the injury toll? Like, I'm saying not like a big injury, but afterwards, do you feel that those like hits right away, or does it depend on if you win or lose? Do you end up feeling those big hits the next day?
I would say a little bit of both. Sometimes you get hit really hard and you won't feel it to the next day, and you'll be like, "Dang, that one really hurt." And then maybe something happens in the moment, and then you'll know right away, like, "Oh, that one really hurt."
Yeah.
But I was fortunate, no injuries for me. I was only there a year, but football is a growing sport where a lot of people do get injured. But I was very fortunate that I didn't have anything serious.
Good, good, good. And so if you were to choose a favorite team bonding experience, what would it be? Are you a big video game guy?
I was when I was younger, but not really when I was at Syracuse. I didn't play many video games.
Okay. All right. And any favorite experience with your teammates?
Um, it's a good question. Let me think for a second. I think something that I do miss is the team lifts. Lifting as
Yeah.
a team ball is just a lot of fun, a lot of energy. We got strength coaches in there blowing whistles and screaming at you to try to lift as much weight as you can. With a bunch of teammates in the weight room is just a lot of fun. So I definitely miss the lifting aspect of it. Probably the most, yeah.
Nice, nice. And unrelated to football, did you ever what was your favorite thing you did with the team unrelated to sports?
Hmm. So I was there for such a short time, but I became friends with um, Rex Culpepper,
Yeah.
and
Great story, great story.
yeah, he. So I lived just a couple miles off campus with my parents when I was going to school there. So my dad really got into mountain biking, and he had a couple extra mountain
Oh
bikes. So
yeah.
right, we go mountain biking over by the Janesville Quarry. So that was a lot of fun. Going mountain biking with him, kind of like, a big escape from everything. So I would say that.
Nice. Nice. And if you were to give a piece of advice to a young athlete who wanted to be in your shoes, what advice would you give them?
That's a big question. For playing football, or for like anything more specific.
Anything in specific.
I would say the big thing when you're young is to try to play as many sports as you can. It's the only time you're going to be able to do it. So I encourage young athletes to try to play as many sports as they can. I think it's great for your development as an athlete to play different sports. That each sport builds off of each other, and that you're going to gain skills in one sport that you may not necessarily build in another. So I think that's like a big thing. And I think that a lot of kids today are tending more to specialize. But for me, I think it's really important to play as many sports as you can. But, and then with that, it just takes a lot of time, a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work. There's no shortcut to becoming a great athlete in any sport that you choose, or anything in life, really. So a lot of dedication, and there's a lot of really hard work. But, you put your mind to something, and don't let somebody tell you that you can't go do it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm sure kids will take advice off of that. And this is on an unrelated topic of Q's football, but I noticed your hat. Bills Mafia. We're getting ready for tonight.
Yep.
How nervous are you?
So it's only like, 9:45 a.m. So we still got some time, but once the earlier game starts to wrap up, I'll be starting to get nervous. That's how it happened last week when we played the late game. So once the earlier game starts to finish up, and I know that kickoff's approaching, I'll start getting real nervous.
Yeah. So who do you got in this game? Chiefs or Bills?
Got the Bills. Got the Bills.
Close. You think it's gonna be a close one?
I do. I don't think it's going to be quite the explosive shootout that we could potentially see with the two quarterbacks. I think it's more controlled field position kind of game in the playoffs. But
nice.
Never know. I could be completely wrong, and it could be like a 50 to 45 score.
You never know. And one more thing, who do you got for the NFC Championship side of things? Bucks or Packers?
I'm taking the Packers. Although it would be kind of cool for Tom Brady to make the Super Bowl and the Bills.
Yeah, revenge time,
For sure.
Yeah, lots of different ways to look at it, and that is all we have for you today, Ben. Is there any other things you'd like to bring up?
Nope. Go Bills.
All right, definitely. Until the next time, Q's Nation, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.